where passerbys can see you. Okay, so we bring gather thermomix here, is it? Yes, yeah, we're going to swap them over because I've got to shut this down. Yeah.
Where's the rubbish?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
There's a hole in the top of the bench.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'll do this.
Yeah, do that. Irene, she's there.
Have a look, there's something here.
No. Oh, actually, I'll take that.
Yeah.
There
Yeah,
on the
you just
side.
find anything, just use
Yeah.
anything. Hello.
Hi. So
Sorry, your mum's not well.
I'm so sorry about today. It's just
That's all right. That's the way things work.
never mind. So if you want to make me co-host, I can answer questions and stuff. but, how many cameras are you running?
Hang on a second. I'm just going to pull.
Okay, we're recording, guys.
Thank you. Can't see my little tassel. Hi, Robin.
Hi, Mandy.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Oh,
Yeah,
I
good,
like your
thank you.
outfit.
Oh, I know. My long black hair.
Yeah, very cool.
Where's the fish on? Which one?
Hey, Gretel.
Hi, how are you?
Good. So we are in head office this morning, all apart from poor Irene, who couldn't get there for other reasons, family reasons, but she's supporting us. And but it's really nice because we're going to sit down and we're going to have lunch together afterwards. So just a fun thing to do. And I'm sorry, Irene, to say that.
I
Wish you
know.
were here.
Darn it.
Never mind. All right. So I think we are expecting a few more people, but no doubt they'll hop on as they can. We are going to show you a few things to do with Chinese New Year, and I do have a little bit of a quiz. So about Chinese food. So would love a little bit of interaction in the chat box when we get to that. If you can keep yourself on mute whilst we're doing this, because obviously it makes it a little bit easier. And if this inspires any of you, you think, yeah, I'd like to be in there doing that with those girls and enjoying lunch, come and join our team. We'd love to have you. All right. Okay, so we are going to start off. Got to remember, we've got 3 Thermomixes here, and we've just had to put recipes on different ones. So we've got to remember which one has which recipe on it. But first of all, Irene, are we highlighted? Are we pinned?
Yes.
Wonderful, thank you. So I am going to start off. I'm not going to do much actually on this screen, and we might just move a little bit closer. All right. Now, can you see that? All right. Yep, perfect. All right. So the recipe that I'm doing today is, lucky me, I've got to do the really easy one, is the mango and coconut sticky rice. So what it's asking me to do is line a aroma tray, and I have done that. But it's really important. I did have a look at home. Somewhere I'm sure I've got some aroma tray liners, but I couldn't find them. So what I've done is I have just wet some baking paper. I've then rinsed, wrung it out, and that's just going to sit on the aroma tray like that. Okay. Next, 800 grams of water. I'm actually going to steam this behind because we need all these Thermomixes here, but I am going to be putting 800 grams of water. And just a reminder that when you are steaming, it's really important to you always have a minimum of 500 grams of water. It's aroma, temperature, speed 1, and the time depends on what you're cooking. In this recipe, I know it goes for a little bit longer than 30 minutes, so I need a bit more water in there. That's why they've asked for 800 grams. The other thing I'm going to do is put boiling water in there, so that actually shortens the cooking time by about 5 minutes. So then I'm going to put the aroma in position up here. Okay. And 150 grams of glutinous rice. So this is the sticky rice that's used in a lot of the Chinese dishes. And what I have done, I had this soaked overnight. All right, so that's just literally going to go on the top in here. And I'm going to spread it out. I'll show you what it looks like. Just got to make sure that by wetting your paper, it just means the steam's going to come through sooner. And it's going to cook better. So it's literally going to be just like that. It's going to sit there over the varoma tray. I'm going to cover the varoma and it's going to cook for 40 minutes. All right, so I'm going to move this recipe back to another Thermomix and we are going to move on to Boone. Boone is going to do pineapple. Just going to move over here. Just so you know, we're being very law-abiding and we are wearing masks if we're not actually speaking.
Okay, here we go. All right, I will have to take it off. I can talk with my mask on. Okay, now Chinese New Year, especially in Singapore and Malaysia, is big that every household will have pineapple tarts in the house. It's a bit of an embarrassment when you go visiting and you ask for pineapple tarts and they don't have it. So, in fact, I would say 100% of the households will have pineapple tarts. And it is really easy to do. Now, I'm not mixing any of the dough here because honestly, once you get the recipe, I'm sure all of you can mix the dough easily. But the dough is really soft and simple, really flexible to use. There are two ways you can shape it. You can shape it like a ball. And then all you have to do, I don't know if you all can see, Mandy, can they see clearly what I'm doing? Because it's a bit far. Maybe you can put it here and then bring it down to the mat. Yeah. All right, that's better. So the dough is really soft. The simple way is just get a bowl and all the pineapples are prepared. The pineapple fillings are prepared into a ball as well. And then you just bring it up very gently and cover it. You just keep bringing it up the dough like that. Until you get all the dough up, covering all the pineapple. And then you just shape it.
So just for everyone joining us, we originally had pineapple buns listed in our to show, but it was actually pineapple tarts is what you need to look for. When you're looking for the recipe in Cookie Do, you need to actually remove Australia and extend your filter so that it goes into one of the other countries. And
Malaysia.
Malaysia, it's just pineapple tarts.
So when you make it to a ball, you can leave it as it is, or if you want to be fanciful, you can get a fork and make a little pattern out of it. And then ready to bake. Now, another way you can do it is, it's a little bit, what's the word for it? You need a mold like this. Now, I got no idea whether you can get the mold here because all my molds are from Singapore. So I've got no idea whether you can get them here. You flatten it a bit like that, you push it down. See, and then if you just depress the middle bit is removable, just depress slightly, it makes a little dent. Oh, sorry, I need a knife. So if you remove it, then you place one of the pineapple balls that is prepared, just put it in there. And then you can just bake it like that. Sorry, you can see, isn't it? So either way, it is really easy to do, except to be honest, it's quite time consuming because to prepare all the tiny little pineapple ball took me, I did like 40 balls here, took me like maybe 20 minutes. And then this individually done is also time consuming, but it's all well worth it. It's really, really yummy. Any questions? All right, I'll do more on the side. We go on to the next one.
I'm doing a steamed sea perch, and to start off with, we'll be using the Varoma Varoma basket to actually cook it. And in here, I've got some perch, some Sichuan wine, and also some of the shallots, which are finely cut, and some ginger. So all you need to do is just place it in the basket, and we've got 500 grams of water. So I've just done all that. So I've added the fish, the sea salt, the Szechuan rice vinegar, 2 spring onions, and the ginger.
Sorry,
So
Mary, can you just tell us what the recipe is again? Which
oh
recipe?
yes, sorry. It's just if you go into your index and you just take off the Australia setting and put on English, it will come up with all these Chinese New Year recipes. So then it's just steamed fish. So and that's what we're doing. So we've done all that, and then mix with a spoon, then place in a Varoma dish and set aside and marinate for 10 minutes, which I've already done. And then I've placed the 500 grams of water. Then I'm going to place covered. So Varoma into position. So to do that, I just place on the lid, and then I just simply place that onto the machine, and then it's just telling me that it'll cook for 18 minutes on Varoma, and it'll take me up to speed 5 there, and it'll steam for 18 minutes. So we'll see you in 18 minutes time.
Just a reminder to those that have joined us, if you just go down to the bottom of Zoom, there's a little chat box. If you've got any questions, just type them in for us. Thank you.
Okay, whilst the lovely Boone is just making a few more bits of those buns, the tarts, I'm just going to ask you quick questions. So, all right, so we need fingers on the chat box, and I can't actually see the chat box. So, all right, Irene's going to have to tell me who has an answer. So the first question is, what traditionally is the difference between Chinese cuisine in the north versus the south? And I only learned this from reading actually a sort of memoir thing recently. It was quite interesting. I'm going to have to make it so I can see that chat. Suspense is killing me.
No one's responding. No one's responded. They're all like,
no one knows.
let me guess, closer to land versus inland versus, closer to the water. So seafood. I'm using Greece as an example here. Closer to the water, so seafood. Inland, meat products.
Okay, so let me just tell you that, and I didn't, as I said, I only learned this recently, but in the north, it's more likely to be noodles, and in the south, it's rice. I've got to take this hat off, it's way too hot in here. So yeah, and it's to do with the land and the fact that the north is flatter than the south, which have all the paddy fields on. So there you go. One more question, and then we'll go over to Boone. Which of these is the actual name of a Chinese dish? A, disesteemed shrimp. B, frustrated cow. C, drunken chicken. And D, unhappy pig. I still can't see the chat box, so you're going to have to let us know, Irene, if anybody comes up with something.
Well,
yes.
I'm pretty sure it's drunk chook.
Spot on, drunken chicken. Wonderful. Okay, good. All right, we're going to come back to Boone. There again.
Yeah, it would be easier for them to just push it a bit. All right. Okay. Now, dumplings is very, very common dish in China and in fact a lot of Asian countries. And really all it is water and flour. Literally that. Some people may add a bit of salt, but there's nothing else. Now, proportion wise, it's usually like 1 to 2. So if it's 200 grams of flour, 100 grams of water, but every flour is different. So you want to test it. You want the soft texture like this after you mix it. And then it's really easy to roll out. You can buy the skin from the store, but if you make your own skin, you will never buy store skin anymore because this is so much easier to handle and to make dumplings. All right, so in a dough form, you just break it up like into a donut, make it thin. And then you literally just cut it. Yeah, Irene, you can talk about cutting on mat.
Yeah, so she's using the back of the knife. So remember, we don't ever cut on our thermomat. They're made from a fiberglass. Once that fiberglass is exposed, it doesn't become food safe. So you can use the back of a knife. You can use a scraper. Mandy, if you've got a green scraper somewhere in there, you can probably show it.
Thanks. And then ideally, you put it into a ball, form it into a ball. If you see the commercial people, they just flatten this, they stack 8 of them, and then they roll it up, which is just amazing, which I can't do, of course. So as a ball here, now sorry, you gotta excuse me, I bring my special rolling pin.
I have to agree with what Boone said earlier. Once you've had, you can buy packets of dumpling wrappers. You can get it from the supermarket these days. This tastes nothing like it, and it's so much nicer.
Okay, this is a special, because it's such a small piece of dough, I just have a short rolling pin. So all you do is you flatten it a little bit, and the first time you roll it 3/4, lift it up, roll it 3/4, lift it up. And then as you go, once it's a bit flattened, you hold it and you do a 90-degree turn and you do sideways, out inwards. This way, the outside of the skin is thin, so that when you do your pattern, and yet the base is a little bit thicker to hold the meat a bit better. So I'll just do a little bit bigger sheet and you can do any size. It's really up to you. The truth is that the bigger sheet is a bit easier to handle. Now, in terms of fillings, you can do pork, you can do chicken, you can do actually any dish, even vegetarians. If you do vegetables, you make sure that your vegetables are very finely grated, because if it is too big and chunky, it will stick and it will break the skin. So I have got chicken here. All I do is chicken mince with oyster sauce, pepper, and spring onions. That's all it is. Now, to shape it, when you're not familiar, don't put too much fillings, but when you know how to do it, it's easy. So you pick it up right in the middle, pinch it. So you pinch the middle. Now try to go sideways. You bring one piece from the front, one fold, slight pinch, another fold, another pinch, another fold, another pinch. So that's one side. And then you repeat the same on this side, a fold and a slight pinch, a fold and a slight pinch, fold and a slight pinch. Then you put it down and you shape it. Then you can pinch the top a little bit gently. If you don't pinch it, sometimes after steaming or cooking, the top might burst open, but who cares, as long as it tastes good. So this is how you shape it. Now, to make it an easier shape, you can do it another way. This is the very typical traditional shape of dumplings, all right? But you can always do a simple shape, and I'll just show you quickly. I think some people tell me it's called money bags. I never know what you call that shape. Okay, so here's another piece. So you fold it into like 4 sides. 1, 2, 3. Push the meat in if it's sticking up. 4. And then you seal the tops. And some people like to leave a tiny gap on the top, or you can seal it all the way out. Doesn't really matter. It's up to you how you like it. And then once you cook it, it will taste the same, but it just looks different. Here you go. So some people call this the money pouch. But most of the time, this is the main common shape. And really just needs a bit of a practice. Once you do it, it's really not difficult. Okay, that's it.
Oh no, Boone, don't run away yet. Can you just
Yes.
explain how you would do, obviously steaming them would be directly in your varoma on some paper. In
Yes.
terms of frying them, those are like pan fried pork dumplings or whatever you're doing.
Okay,
How do you do those?
Yeah, traditionally, they would boil or steam these dumplings. All right, this is very traditional. And then the third method is that you can put in the frying pan, a bit of oil, and on low fire, medium fire, you put your dumplings on it until it is slightly brown. You pick it up and have a look at the bottom, it's slightly brown. You put in water about slightly less than the quarter full of the frying pan. Then you put the lid on. And then again on medium fire, it will keep cooking for another 10 minutes. That way, the pastry is nicely cooked without being too wet or whatever. And yet the bottom is brown, so it gives you a bit of a fried and it's a bit like, I don't know, what do you call it? Fried and steam, taste. And typically that's how the Japanese gyoza are made.
Yeah.
And the Japanese gyoza actually is just gyoza in Japanese, but it's the same as Chinese dumpling.
Gretel's asking what kind of flour you used.
Just plain flour, strictly plain flour. If you go to Chinese Asian supermarkets, they say that, special dumplings, but honestly, it's plain flour. It's no different. So strictly flour and water.
Yeah. So I did that. I went and bought dumpling flour, and it's just plain flour.
And it costs Irene a fortune compared to plain
three
flour.
times the price. So don't do that. Just get normal plain flour.
Yeah, so it is really plain flour.
Good old white wings will do the job.
And the way you eat it, you could eat it plain like that, but usually you would dip it into some form of vinegar. Black vinegar. I personally like red vinegar. Some people will have very fine ginger strips in it, but you don't have to. Some people will put spring onion, finely chopped, but you can eat it just with soy sauce or just as it is, or with vinegar, whichever way. Lots of chili though.
Boone, did you take your red vinegar with you today?
No, I ran out.
Okay. I'm just going to show. Yeah,
all right.
I'll let you go, but I'll go and grab the bottle so I can show
all right.
everyone what it
Okay.
looks like.
Thank you.
I'll tell you what, though, before you go, do you want to just talk about the significance of fish?
Oh yes, sorry, we didn't talk about fish just now. Okay, in the Chinese New Year period especially, fish is definitely a very favorite dish. We have a dish called yi san, and yi sounds a bit, Chinese are the most superstitious, and they believe in anything as long as it sounds good, all right? So they think yi sounds prosperous, yi sounds like together. In different dialects, it sounds whatever it means to you. So like, they say 8 is the lucky number. And that is only because it sounds like prosperous in Cantonese, So 4, they don't like to use 4 because 4 in Cantonese sounds like death. So anything that they can associate with it, they will do it. So we have a dish which is basically a cold dish. It's a platter. It's full of salad, finely grated vegetables from radish to carrots to cabbage, anything that they can finely grate, they do that. And then right in the middle, they have a whole lot of raw fish on top. And then they will do all kinds of spices, 5-spice sesame seeds, all kinds of spices. And then you are supposed to toss the salad as a family or as a gathering. And that is supposed to bring you good luck and prosperity. And that, again, is a very common dish in nearly every household on the first day of Chinese New Year. Chinese New Year is 15 days. We beat Christmas. Christmas is only 12 days. Chinese New Year is 15 days. Irene, you're going to show your...
Yeah. So I'm just gonna change screens for very, very, very quickly. So guys, this is the red vinegar. So if I turn it around, you'll see it's got a really lovely, it's a kind of deep red. It's delicious. So it's much sweeter than your traditional vinegar. Strongly recommend this one. Let me swap screens back.
The black vinegar is a lot, there you go, Irene. The black vinegar is a lot stronger than the red vinegar. So it really depends. And black vinegar tend to be more sour as well. But if you add lots of chili, you cover all that taste.
Wonderful. Thank you, Boone. So we are about to move on to Keisha, but I have another question. All right. So next question. Which of these ingredients is absolutely necessary to make the popular Chinese dish Kung Pao chicken, which is available on Cookie Doo, by the way, and it's delicious. So Kung Pao chicken, which ingredient? Peanuts, fish sauce, lotus roots, or eggs? Sorry, A was peanuts, B was fish sauce, C was lotus roots, and D was eggs.
No takers.
Did you mute us, Irene?
No. Sorry.
All right, so a little job for you. Whilst we're doing the next dish, go on your phone, on Cookie Do, look up Kung Pao chicken. It's K-U-N-G. Next word, P-A-O, chicken. And then it's peanuts, fish sauce, lotus roots, or eggs. I expect an answer in the chat box. All right, so now we are moving over to Keisha. Sorry, Keisha, and she is going to do stir-fry veggies.
Hello everyone, I'm gonna make today Chinese style stir-fry veggies, which is a very simple and quick and easy dish. It only takes about 10 minutes altogether. And you can use any veggies you want, preferably firm veggies such as broccoli, zucchini, carrots, mushrooms, capsicum, bok choy, or even cabbage. And you can serve as a stir-fry veggies as main dish or side dish with any Asian food. And now I'm just gonna put some aromatics, chopped and steam them and cook them in a bowl. So it's asking me for chili, which I cut out the chili. Asking me for garlic, 2 garlics, and ginger. And it's gonna go for 3 seconds on speed 7. Everything chopped and the fumes are just delicious. Have a look, I didn't have to chop it myself, so it's all done for me. And now it's asking me to scrape it down the sides. Yeah. And pour some 30 grams of peanut oil. Like if you're allergic, so I wouldn't use peanut oil. I get 30 grams. Okay, and it will you have to put the cap on and it will cook for 3 minutes on 120 degrees on speed 1.5.
All right, so whilst that's cooking, we're going to move over to Pearl, and she's going to get started with chili beef. So I'll just turn this around a little bit.
I've got a nice Chinese mask today. I'll take it off. And welcome. Today I can't say welcome to my kitchen, so I have to say welcome to Thermomix kitchen. Today I'm going to cook. I don't know how to read this, but I know the English part of it, which is chili beef. So let's start. I choose all easy dishes. The total time of preparation of this dish is 20 minutes. So that's what I need for a big family like mine and rushing around. So it tells me 3 to 4 centimeters. Let me go back to the recipe. And I will just go through. I'm making beef, but you can make chicken. You can make anything you want to, any meat you have in the house. So I have put all the ingredients together because it tells me to prepare everything together. 3 to 4 centimeters of fresh ginger, peeled, cut. Then 1 spring onion, 20 grams of vegetable oil, 2 garlic cloves, 2 dried chilies, 2 tablespoons of ground Szechuan pepper, They say that Szechuan pepper is different because it now actually numbs the tongue. So it's maybe good for me because it will stop me from talking. 20 grams of red chili, 40 chili broad bean paste, which I bought from the Asian store. Ingredients are pretty simple and easy, and most of the things we have in the house. So I'll just do next. Next. Next, chili broad paste. Put everything together. That's what I have done. I won't waste anything that is left behind. So it says 3 minutes on Varoma and on speed 1. So that's what I'm going to do.
All right, we're going to move back to Keisha, but I'm going to ask you a little question first. Oh, first of all, did anybody get the answer to the Kung Pao chicken? Can't see in the chat box. Get to the chat box. Here we go. Okay, so the answer to which of these ingredients, very funny, Irene, chicken, is peanuts. Peanuts was the answer to that question. 2 more questions now. All right, which of these dishes is a popular Southern Chinese cuisine? Char kway teow is A, B is dim sum, C is chow mein, and D is gao jees, and I have no idea if I pronounced any of them properly. Anyone know which is a popular Southern Chinese dish? Anybody awake out there?
I'll give it a crack. Chow mein.
Dim sum, all right? And what does the name dim sum translate to literally in English? A, sweet confections, B, small hearts, C, breakfast bits, or D, tasty treats. At least you're trying, Robin, at least you're thinking, even if you don't have any ideas in your head. Come on, someone, I guessed this one. So I have to go online and find these funny, silly questions. And I got this one right. So I'll just do it again. What's the name dim sum translate to literally in English? A, sweet confections, B, small hearts, C, breakfast bits, and D, tasty treats. Come on, someone put a guess in there. Small hearts, yes, small hearts. I think that's very cute. All right, so now we're coming back to Keisha, and she's going to continue with her dish.
Okay, so the veggies are, the smell is delicious. Everything smells delicious here, fish and dumplings, and this is hot. So this is chili and the ginger and garlic. And now we're gonna put, it's asking me to put pinch of salt and pepper. Pepper and 1 2 teaspoons of oyster sauce. So I'm just gonna guess it and put it in. I like it a little bit more sauce, so I'll put a little bit more. And simple as just putting, hard to see backwards. It asked me to 500 grams of mixed veggies. So what I've got, bok choy, liver of bok choy, which is wheeled a little bit, mushrooms, which I put it in halves, the little button mushrooms, capsicum, which I put it in the strips, and snow peas, and carrots, which I chopped halfway through like this, and broccoli in little florets the size of a knob.
Did it say that?
No, that's recommended size.
Fantastic.
And zucchini. I've got plenty to do it for later, so I'm just gonna cook because you cannot access the line in a Thermomix, which says maximum. So I put enough, and it will cook for 7 minutes on 100 degrees reverse speed. So reverse speed means that it won't cut the veggies at all. It just stir it to mix it all together with the sauce.
Beautiful. Thanks, Petra. We are back to Pearl over here.
3 minutes are up. And now the next step is, it asks me to put some water. So tear it. Put 700 to 900 grams of water. That's good. Next. Soy sauce. White sugar. I brought all these things from home and I didn't want to carry a lot of containers. So I put everything together. A teaspoon of salt also is in this. Next, insert the measuring cup.
Pearl, can you just read out those ingredients again? So there was the water. What else was there? Sugar? No. it's
7
not.
minutes on speed 100, on temperature 100 and speed 1. It's cooking. So, yeah, 7 minutes after.
Sorry, everyone. We'll just go. Pearl, can you just read through those ingredients again? Because I think the volume's cutting her out, Mandy.
Yeah. Okay. We're just gonna show you. Sorry, Irene. Close your eyes
That's
for a
okay.
minute. All right.
Good.
So this is what we're gonna do afterwards. We're
Aw,
gonna sit here and we're gonna have lunch. We'll zoom you in.
Thanks.
All right. But you just won't be able to taste it. So that's what happens when you become a consultant. So this is actually our head office. Just show you around. So we've got obviously some of the team here. This is where we have classes face to face when we can. And yeah, we've got Boons back there working magic in the corner there. We've got offices and training rooms. So offices, so much better out here. We've got the aircon on, but it's much better everywhere else in the big room. We've got another little room in here. So that's Thermomix head office. They've done a big reno. It actually started before COVID, and we've now got power. Just so you can see, Irene, we've got power in the floor
Nice.
as well. So we can have groups of people in here and do some cooking together. All right, we've got to wait a little bit of time for a few things to cook. So I'm just going to go into Cookie Do.
So Mandy, can you just go through that recipe? Because when Pearl was talking, we lost what ingredients she was adding. So we can just read through
Yeah, so we'll find that recipe.
Thank you.
Okey-doke. No, I haven't got Cookie Do up, so you just had to bear with me a minute whilst I find it. Yeah. All right, I'm just going to share my screen. Oh, no, that one. Okay. There. There. All right, so all the recipes I've saved into my week. Hot in here, in case you haven't noticed. And we'll just have a look at the chili beef that Pearl's doing. So absolutely looks amazing. So excited about this lunch. Don't listen, Irene, sorry. So basically what, so basically what you can see, she put all those, the ginger, all the bits and pieces, the garlic and everything in to begin with, cooked for 3 minutes. Now she put in water, soy sauce, sugar and salt, and that's cooking for 7 minutes. And then she's going to add some noodles, and then at the very last minute, it's going to add the beef. So that's looking very yummy. So the other recipes we are making, and we're making today, so I'm doing the mango on the coconut sticky rice. Mary's done the steamed fish, got the stir fry veggies, these Chinese dumplings, and the pineapple buns that look a little bit different to that, but they're also doing pineapple tarts, but it's the same sort of idea, and Boone's got those beautiful molds. All right, so let's just have a bit of a look in here. So just actually before we do, can you guys tell me if any of you don't have a Thermomix, please? Just pop it, I'll just stop this. Okay, so in the chat box, can you please just say, I know Robin's got a TM6. Does everybody else have one, or does anyone not have one? I mean, it doesn't have to be a 6. I know Julie's got a TM5. What about the rest of you? Everyone else got one? Just thumbs up if you've got one. They've all gone to sleep on me, Irene. All right, well, we'll just do a quick little tour of Cookie Dough anyway. So I'll come back to Cookie Dough. It's always helpful. I know I've got a friend over the road, and she says, it's always good. You always learn something every time you do this. So this is our home screen. What I tend to do, you can either just search in here, or I generally go see more. If you want to see if there's a new collection in Australia, then from this point, you can go from recipes to collections and just have a look. So that Better Bread one came out a little while ago. I've got a feeling there's something coming out connected with gin soon, but I don't know what. But anyway, we might have an alcoholic team get together at some point, try out some gin recipes. Go back into recipes. Now we can obviously start searching some things there. Yeah, Pearl's just put a hand, it said she's in that. We know Pearl always chooses the recipes that have alcohol in them. she's probably our cocktail expert. So filters, I'm going to come down here. It's always good to do this, I think, because you just get so many more. Actually, I'm not going to do that first. I'm going to do it. So Irene and I generally do this differently. So I'm just going to put in the different countries at the moment, and I'll show you why in a minute. If you want to look at new English collections, you need to come this way. Oh, look at this. This is new. So decadent desserts.
Yeah. So this pastry chef, Bashir, is one of the most world-renowned pastry chefs. So it is quite an honor to actually have these recipes.
Wow.
Amazing.
Oh, good job. We've got you on here to tell us that.
Yeah, he's amazing. So strongly recommend you actually type in his name and you'll be like, wow, you know, he's just amazing. So yeah, I'm quite excited. Yeah.
So look at this, lemon basil tarts, chocolate and raspberry heart cookies, creme brulee with tropical fruits. That looks really nice. Look at these, white chocolate raspberry almond cake. Goodness gracious. Red velvet raspberry trifle, pancakes with mascarpone cream and berries, chocolate raspberry tarts, passion fruit, chocolate passion fruit bonbons, passion fruit fondue, chocolate caramel pudding tarts, and creme fraiche cheesecake with strawberry sherbet. Oh my goodness. They look like, oh, they're going to be complicated. They're going to be in the difficult section, I think. No?
Nah, just take the bits you want.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it'll be easy for you, Irene. Not for someone like me. All right, there was another new collection I hadn't seen before either. So that one's probably, actually, let's see where that's from. The way you can tell which collection, which country it's from is to click into a recipe and then scroll down, United States, okay? So I'm going to go back here to the other new one, which I guess this is probably going to be the UK because I don't think it's us. So I'm just going to click on there. Yeah, UK and Ireland. So let's have a quick look in there and see what we got in there. Oh, we got cocktails, Pearl, new cocktails for you. Apple, strawberry and ginger cocktail and kava cocktail surprise. Carrot and chickpea spread. Parmesan and oat rolls. How many recipes? 15 recipes. Oh, there's what are they called? Wontons frying in the background. There's some really nice looking recipes in there. Look at that steak au poivre. Good for Valentine's Day. I think that's what this is aimed at, isn't it?
Yep.
Thai salmon parcels with jasmine rice. Yum. Oh, look at that. That looks so pretty. Persian love cake. I've made that once, but the one that I love, I prefer, is the chocolate love cake. So I'll just show, we'll just find that. So that's just how you can, so that's why I do it that way, to look for new English collections. If I go back into filters and go down here and get rid of those, but put, oh, now I've lost the language, hang on. Oh, so you see I've got a whole, oh, he's there, he's in another one. Macarons, look at that. Been seeing a few new, that's in German, but oh no, look at this. You a macaron girl, Irene? No. When my daughter turned 21, we were in Paris and she and I went and did a macaron course, and my piping was so bad, I just gave it all to her.
It was, I did the same thing, obviously not in Paris, I did it here. It was the first and last time I ever made them. It was so fiddly, so time consuming. And to be honest, I actually don't like eating them, but I just thought I wanted to give it a go.
Try them.
So,
Okay.
anyway.
All right. I'm going to type in things we are doing Chinese New Year. So we've got a few recipes here. We cook chrysanthemum tofu soup. Buddha's delight. I had a look at some of these. I think that's got tofu or something in it as well. There's a whole lot of different things that you can try in here. That's got bean curd in it. Yeah, so if you just type in Chinese New Year, we've got 150 results. So just have a, oh, that would have given you a clue. Drunken herbal prawns, but not drunken chicken. I don't know what German cookies are doing under Chinese New Year, but if I actually go collections, Chinese New Year. So we are, have you ever made fortune cookies, Boone? Right, there we go. Fortune cookies, pot stickers, steamed whole fish. So again, the fish being something that's important there. Interesting to see how much time we got on our steaming, on my steaming there. 4 minutes. 4 minutes. Okay. All right. Okay. So yeah, so plenty of Chinese New Year recipes in there. And just whilst we're having a bit of a play around, we are going to do on the 21st of March, we are going to do an Easter class. So there'll be hot cross buns. I'll make some gluten-free ones, and I no doubt Irene or Boone will make some non-gluten-free ones. And we'll do some other things. We've also got 2 Greek ladies in the team, so they'll probably focus a bit on Greek Easter as well. So we'll have a bit of a mixture. I'm just going to grab my quiz list so I can ask you a few more questions. Actually quite fun doing these. All right, so though the Chinese are known for their many wonderful recipes, their cuisine is virtually devoid of sweet dishes, pastries, or other confections that we'd consider dessert. Is this true or false? That's not hard. Robin, we've just made a dessert. Boone's just made her pineapple tarts, so it's false. All right. What is a Chinese porridge made by boiling rice for a long time? Congee, mapo tofu, no idea about pronunciation, hot pot. A, yep, A, congee, perfect. I'm pretty sure there's a congee recipe on Cookie Doo. Wildlife activists want which of the following dishes banned? A, 100-year eggs, B, shark fin soup, or C, Peking duck? ABC. What wildlife activists want, which recipe? It is B, shark fin soup. I don't know what 100-year eggs is though, so I should have looked that one up. Okay, so a 100-year egg, I don't know if you heard that. Boone said it's a century-old egg that smells disgusting and tastes lovely. Okay. What is a dish of steamed rice topped with slices of chicken cooked in broth? A, kung pao chicken, B, sweet and sour chicken, or C, Hainanese chicken rice? Yep. Beautiful. C is correct. And rice vermicelli is a very thin type of A, bread, B, noodle, or C, pastry? Noodle, perfect. Yes, good on you. Well done. All right, Pearl, do you need, we come back to anybody, or is everyone good? You're done? Sorry, she needs to finish off? Okay.
I'm back to, I have to put some noodles, sweet potato noodles, which I got from Coles. So they're easily available.
So they are hard, you can see. They're stiff, yeah. Oh, look in there. Ooh, looks yum.
Besides alcohol, I also like chilies. I like everything spicy. So this is for 2 minutes and just stir on 100 degrees.
Thank you, Pearl. So Keisha's veggies have just
They,
finished off.
but the first time I made them, they were perfect. Today, they didn't want to come out. What happened was I put on the speed too quickly. So they, you have
Cooked
to
more
go
quickly.
More quickly, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so just fallen apart a little bit, but
Yeah.
if you do the right speed,
Yeah.
it's because Keisha was working upside down. Okay. But just have a look at the thermoserver that Keisha put them into. So this is the white thermoserver, which is a host reward. It's the one that you can actually use in your baroma. It's 2.2 litres. If you look at these two side by side, you've got the 2.6 litre thermoserver, the 2.2. 2.2 fits in your baroma, so perfect for yogurt. If anyone's interested in yogurt, let your consultant know, because I'm actually doing a quick little Zoom on yogurt, just the starting and just making yogurt on Sunday night. So if you want to know about that, I haven't set the Zoom number up yet, but let your consultant know. They can let me know, and I can send you an invite. All right. So that's yeah, that's a host reward. So some great things with host rewards you've seen us use already today. The well, you've seen Boone use the mat that she did the dumplings on. That's host reward, plus a mat that you can put in your oven as well. So you know, no more baking paper apart from little bits you need in your baroma. We've got different thermoservers. So Mary's actually, her fish. That's mine finished. Good. Yeah, it's all right. We're just going to show. So Mary's fish is in another thermoserver. Look at that. Looks beautiful.
Just need to sort of, with the fish, just need to add like a tablespoon of soy sauce. And it just smells divine.
It certainly does.
Perfectly cooked.
That's lovely. Thank you. All right, we're going to go back to Pearl, and she's just going to finish hers off.
Now I have to just add some beef. 100 grams of beef. Slightly more. Next, 100 grams of fresh beans. Next, insert measuring cup. Next, cook for 3 minutes on speed 1.
Thank you, Pearl. I'm just going to, so we are using all the Thermomixes at head office, and we had a little bit of a challenge at the beginning. And the recipe that I've got to finish off my rice It's actually on the Thermix that Pearl's using. So I'm just going to find it on here. So I'm just going to go into search. This is the one that, no, I think this is the one we couldn't log into. It's all right, I'll do it manually. So I'll just get my phone. All right. Got to find my phone first. So I need somebody's phone and log into Cookie Dough for me, please.
Can you just tell me the recipe, Mandy, and I can do it for
Oh
you?
yeah, wonderful. Thank you. It is okay. Have you got today's in there? No. All right. It's the mango on sticky coconut rice.
One sec, I'm just going to take the filters out 'cause it looks like it's English but not Australian. Show. Mango on coconut sticky rice.
That's the one.
Fabulous. Okay.
So my
So-
rice is steamed. So I'm up to
Okay.
coconut.
Yep. So place coconut milk, sugar, and salt in the mixing bowl.
All right.
So we've got 150 grams of coconut milk.
Thank you. Now I'm cheating today, but I don't know if you. I'll put this in first, get it going, and then we'll. I'll tell you about how you can make your own coconut milk.
So 150 coconut milk, 50 grams of sugar.
Only got brown sugar, so that's going to go in. I've got to just tear my scales, 50 grams. It's interesting. So this is our first one we've done together at head office. It's a lot more coordinating to do in a way, because when you're in your own kitchen, you just do what you've got to do, whereas you've got to be mindful of what everybody else is doing here. So we're a little bit more disorganized, sorry, ladies, but we'll get better at it. Okay, that's my sugar.
Yep. A pinch of salt.
Forget the salt for a minute.
Yep. Okay, so 5 minutes. 5 minutes, 80 degrees, speed 1.
Thank you very much, Irene.
Okay.
Five minutes. Oops. 80 degrees, speed 1. Whilst it's doing that, I've actually got to put my rice, which I'll just show you, which is on here. I've got to put it into some little containers. And what I'm going to put it into is the little Thermix yogurt jars. So I think I've got a couple more.
It's all done.
Good.
So you can go on your recipe here if you want.
That's all right. No, it's all right. All good. I think I'm just about done. I need one more of these from my basket over there. So yeah, these are little yogurt jars. This is actually what I'm going to be using on Sunday night when I do the yogurt. It just asked me to put a little bit of my sticky rice into each of those. No, I just want one more of these in my basket over there, the green basket. Thank you. Make sure there's enough for all of us here. I bought 6, Irene. This is our dessert, one of our desserts. We've got those little buns as well. These are great. So I made yogurt in these. We were away last week. Oh, not last week, week before. And I made a batch of yogurt in there. I did it in the individual one, so you can do it in that lovely white thermo server, which also looks really good for presentation, by the way. Took them away with me, lasted me a week. So I find I only need like half of one of these for my breakfast if I'm having a muesli type thing. So I make my own muesli in the thermi. Well, do all the chopping in the thermi, just some nuts, some coconuts, some what do I use? Oh, seeds. So I've got have linseeds, pumpkin seeds. What are the other ones? Sunflower seeds, shredded coconut, flake coconut, beautiful nuts that are all chopped up, and then just a little bit of coconut sugar and a bit of coconut oil, and then just bake it in the oven. It's delicious. All right. So your rice goes in here. We can have bigger servings because there's only five of us. Sorry.
So sad.
I know.
Girls, if you get in the car now, you'll get over to, depending on where you are, just find
Yeah,
head
Glen
office
Iris.
down in Glen Iris. Join the girls for lunch.
Yeah, I'll show you. We've got some of the dishes on the table already. I'll show you before we finish up. So I'm just going to finish up mine. Well, there's a thermo server you can use over there for yours. You've got one.
Dumpling making class.
Oh, having a dumpling making class. See, this is what you get when you become a consultant. You get to learn all these things firsthand. But we can easily do a dumpling making class for you guys, and we can go face to face. Even I did one. All right. Actually, Julie, I think you came to my dumpling class. So this is nearly done. We've got a minute 25 to go. But basically, I'll take you and show you what we've got on the table in a second. But we've got, all I'm going to do with this is that mixture, which was the coconut milk, the sugar, and the salt that I didn't have, is going to be poured on top. And then I'm putting mango on the very top as well. So I think that will be pretty yummy as a dessert. When you are using these, they do need a teaspoon to get through the lid. The bigger spoon doesn't work, but they are fantastic, and they just sit in the top in your varoma, and the yogurt goes overnight. So on Sunday, I'm got first go at 8 o'clock, and then we're coming back an hour later. It's only 5 minutes each time, and then anyone who is actually making it by about 7 o'clock in the morning, there'll be fresh yogurt, which you then like to put in the fridge. I don't eat it that day, but put it in the fridge and eat it later. All right, how are we going? 20 seconds. Oh, and just a word on phones. I had my phone sitting next to me when I was cooking a few weeks ago, and a spice jar fell out of my cupboard and cracked my screen. So don't have your phone next to you when you're cooking. Put it a little bit further away.
And you just move the screen back a little bit, just a touch, because it's darkened a little bit. Thank you. That's a bit better.
All right. So now I'm just going to pour this mixture, my sugar and coconut milk, into my jar. So you see it's like a brownie color because I use the brown sugar. I'm going to pour some into these. I actually think these would probably be pretty nice cold as well, and they'd be good. You could take them to a picnic. Put the little lids on them. Right, how am I going? A bit more in here. Smells yummy.
You can't go wrong with this recipe, mango and coconut, marriage made in heaven, so delicious.
And then I've got mango that I've chopped up. So you could obviously, when mangoes aren't in season, you could just do some frozen mango. And then I think we'll just go over the table, show you all. You girls can sit down if you're sort of nearly ready to eat. And we'll just show you what we're going to feast on for lunch. No, Irene will just have to close her eyes. Sorry. I should have made an extra one of these and brought it over for you. I'm sorry. Didn't think about it.
Sorry, I can't be there.
Yes. Sorry, you can't either. Next time. Easter class. All right. So there's our little mango on sticky coconut rice. So I'm just going to show you what's on the table. Pearl, is yours there? Yes, mine is. Can you put it on the table for us, please? I've just pop these on. Oh, also it says to sprinkle a few little sesame seeds on top. It's optional, but I might as well. I think I toasted these, so they're a little. Here we go. So I'll pop these on as well. You can see our feast. Oops, not going to have a whole. We are extremely lucky too because we have the lovely Mary here and she's done a beautiful job with making the table look nice. So here we are. There's the feast. So we've got the dumplings and the coconut tarts, pineapple tarts. Sorry, pineapple tarts. The beautiful fish. Look at that. Our stir-fry veggies and our chili. It looks hot. and the coconut, the mango on coconut rice. So there you go, girls. Do you want to just go around here and Boone just come up and then you can wave at everybody? I'll put your Chinese mask on. That's right. Yeah. So thank you all for coming. If you're interested in the yogurt thing, please let your consultant know and I'll send you a link. It's going to be literally 5 minutes, an hour apart. But thanks, Irene. Stay on and eat with us if you want. And thanks to those of you who came along and we'll see you soon. Bye. Happy Chinese New Year, absolutely.